Ben at Fright-Rags, and I hope you enjoyed the little teaser trailer I sent out the other day for Ladies of the Evil Dead Extreme Edition that we're putting out at the end of this month. I will give you more details soon, but first I just wanted to shoot this quick little video and tell you how this all came about. It's kind of a neat little story, and I thought I'd share it with you, so check it out. Back in May, we released our second ever original design based on the Evil Dead. The first one was released back in 2005, and that was the Bloody Ash face, which we still have on the site today. And this one, of course, was the Ash busting out with the chainsaw, and it said the Evil Dead up here. Both were great designs, and they've both been great sellers for us, but when we released the second one, we got a lot of comments from people saying, why another Ash tee? Like, why did you do yet another one? So I got to thinking, there's so much more we could do with Evil Dead. I mean, let's face it, that movie has no shortage of cool imagery in it. So I just jotted some ideas down in my little design list and figured I'd get to it later because we just put out that shirt and I didn't think we'd be putting out another Evil Dead shirt anytime soon. Fast forward a month later in June, we're at the Monster Mania show in Hartford, Connecticut. Lots of great guests were there. Robert Englund was there, Chris Sarandon, and, well, the entire cast of the Evil Dead. With these shows, generally, you know, they end Sunday night, usually around 5, and since they're usually about 6 or 7 hours away for us, we tend to stay Sunday night and leave Monday so we can get a good rest and spend all day Monday driving, basically. The cool thing is that after everyone leaves Sunday night, the place is a ghost town, so you can kind of just hang out and do whatever you want. So that particular Sunday, we had gone out for an early dinner and came back and ended up hanging out in the room for a while, but that usually gets boring, so we thought, let's go down to the bar and see if anyone's around. So that particular Sunday, we went out for an early dinner and came back and ended up hanging out in the room for a little bit. But we just didn't want to go to bed yet, so we decided to go down to the bar and hang out for a little while. It was myself, my brother Matt, who usually helps out at conventions, Christy, who you might know from customer service emails, and Jeff Zorno, who everyone knows is the premier Fright-Rags artist, who's done so many great designs for us. Tim, who packs all the orders, he was actually with us that weekend as well. He decided to crash early that night. So we got our drinks and we were talking amongst ourselves, and in walks Teresa Tilley and Betsy Baker, of course, Shelley and Linda from The Evil Dead. And they sit next to us at the bar and just start talking about how they just went to see some movie, I think it was called The Hangover or something. But Teresa talked to us for quite a while, and we were just wondering how the weekend went for them, how the show was, what they thought of it, and then we got a little bit into what Fright-Rags does and what she's doing now, so it was just a lot of fun. It was just laid back, and I think we talked for about 2 hours before we decided to call it a night. So before we headed up to the room, I thought it would be a good idea to exchange our contact information in case we ended up working together at some point. So we ended up giving each other our cards and said goodnight and said we'd be in touch, and that was that. Well, a few days after the show, I was busy catching up with everything, and I had Teresa's card sitting right on my desk, and I kept looking at it thinking, you know, I should really email her and thank her for, you know, talking to us that night and sort of ask how maybe we could work together and bring that up. But I didn't email, and I'll be honest, it's because I was afraid of getting turned down. I've actually been in this situation quite a few times where I've talked to somebody and say, oh yeah, you know, we should work together, and everyone's all interested, and then I never hear back from them, or they're just not interested anymore, and it's just happened enough to me where I guess I just expected it to happen again. And to be honest, I really wanted to work with these ladies and was just afraid of getting rejected, I guess. So a couple more weeks go by and I still hadn't emailed her, and all of a sudden, boom, in my inbox I see a message from Teresa. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. So I opened it up and she was just saying how much fun they had that night talking to us and how it was great, and that she had talked to the other ladies and they wanted to work with us on something. Now, obviously that was just awesome. I really didn't think I'd hear anything from her. I also felt like a schmuck because I didn't email first. But either way, it was great, and I was so glad to hear they were on board, so of course I immediately wrote her back. And we immediately started going over ideas and how we could work together. At first it was going to be a regular design, but we just kept going back and forth, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I just kept thinking, wow, we could really make something special out of this. So that's what we did. We decided to go crazy with it. Well, here we are, 5 months later, and I've got to tell you, this is by far the craziest limited edition we've ever done, period. You won't believe what we have jam-packed into this thing, and I can't wait to share it with you. So stay tuned. The next day or two I'll be sending you an email with more information on just what makes this edition so extreme. Talk to you soon.